Good luck, gentlemen. Early reminder that the concession stand is open, so if you're hungry, thirsty, or need some treats, head on down.
Live from Stadium Field on the campus of Darien High School, it is Varsity Boys Lacrosse on the DAF Media Network this afternoon. State quarterfinals of the Class L tournament. It's the Darien Blue Wave against the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. Hi everybody, I'm Damian Andrew. Thanks so much for joining us on this DAF Media broadcast. DAF Media is a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. So thrilled to be able to bring you this state playoff game between two FCIAC teams. Darien, the 5 seed in the Class L state tournament this year, and the 20th seed Fairfield Ludlowe. And joining me on the broadcast this afternoon, as he has done throughout parts of this season, is Jim Book. And Jim, we were talking about this off camera. What a day for some lacrosse. Oh, absolutely beautiful. You couldn't have scripted it any better.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's sort of a perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cold, sun's out. Good fan base here today. I know a lot of the parents got together. You know, this is the last home game for the seniors.
Absolutely.
And there's I think there's 17 seniors on this team, so it's a special day. It's kind of one of those things that everybody talks about. Oh, last home game. It matters. You know, this will be one that they remember forever, for sure.
No, there's something to it, no question about it. You and I certainly have memories of our playing days, and it is a special day. And you couldn't have scripted the weather any better than it is today. No humidity, a little bit of a breeze, just perfect conditions for this one. And this is a Darien team that now in the state quarterfinals did not win an FCIAC championship this year, which it seems like that's a rite of passage for Darien, but obviously they have a big fish that's still out there. They can win a state championship, and I know with Coach Braymeyer, it's all about ending a season in a pylon.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we're getting going here, but that FCIAC thing, it's difficult. Everybody just sort of takes it for granted. It's incredibly hard to win. The FCIAC is so competitive, and the rivalry factor is so huge, so.
The fact that Darien had won 5 straight is just unbelievable. And here we go. We are underway here at Stadium Field. Damian Andrew, Jim Book, and we're going to be joined by Mitchell Ross in just a moment here. And Fairfield Ludlowe in the blue uniforms. They'll be moving from right to left on your screen. Darien in the home whites with the blue numbers. They'll be moving from left to right. And look who just dropped in and joined us this afternoon, the head football coach at Fairfield Ludlowe, who has done a terrific job. Coach Ross,
yes.
Welcome in.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here and watching my Ludlowe Falcons and some of my former football players out here competing against Darien.
No,
well, a couple of the Darien guys are your former guys too, right, Coach? You still got a few here, right?
Yep, a few here.
And Hudson Picorni scores for Darien less than a minute into this one, so the Blue Wave on the scoreboard first as Hudson Picorni opens up the scoring. And the senior, as we take another look at this, Jim.
Yeah, he just makes a good hard move to the goal, good slashing transition by Darien. That's the game they want to get into right away. You know, they're an up and down team, and they're going to try to push the tempo as much as they can today.
And another view from behind the goal. Coach Ross, you'll be able to see, we've got a couple of different camera angles here I think you'll enjoy as this broadcast continues. And we are back on the face-off here. Brooks Cliver and Matthew Freeman as Darien has possession now in their offensive end here, and they'll set up shop on offense. Here's Picorni.
Yeah, that's not really a matchup. They got a short stick on Picorni there. They're going to try to get out of that matchup if they can.
Picorni gets it back, tosses to Minikis. That's a goal as Michael Minikis scores. The junior attack.
Little unlucky broken situation for Ludlowe right there. They got the player down on the ground, couldn't get the ball out of his stick, and he was able to come out of the pile and Minikis just kept moving to an open spot.
Big left-handed shot by Minikis in front, and the goalie for Fairfield Ludlowe is Oscar Madzio, the junior. He's in goal. In goal for Darien is, of course, the sophomore Andy Demopoulos, number 1.
So there was a flag thrown right before the goal. It was a slashing call that was made. So it was a 1-minute penalty. Ludlow now has two midfielders on the face-off. The attack and defense are balanced. They have to stay out of the behind the restraining line, but it'll be 3 against 2 to get the ball here.
And they're taking the face off with a long stick. Again, Darien possession.
Yeah, that was Declan Kuhn, the long stick for Fairfield Ludlow on the face-off. Darien up early here. Jim, we were talking about the FCIAC tournament before this game. Darien coming out strong in the state quarterfinal matchup against Fairfield Ludlowe. How much does the loss in the FCIAC semifinals just fuel Darien now moving forward?
Oh, you can count on that. I'm sure their practices have been heated, and they're going to be looking to play as sharp as they can from here on out.
Up.
We've got another flag down.
This one's going against Darien.
Can't see the referee there to see what the call is that he's making, but it's either a push, which would be a 30-second foul, or a slash, which is a minute. So Ludlow gets the ball. They'll play 5-on-5 on this half of the field now.
So here's Fairfield Ludlow's first offensive possession of the afternoon. A glorious afternoon here in Darien, Connecticut. Thanks for watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. We'll give a shout out to our production crew in just a few minutes. A shot by Ludlow.
Oliver Lay,
the senior, from up top, sails over the crossbar. Ludlow retains possession.
and now it's Aiden Wyckoff who passes back to. Those are 2 of my former football players, Lay and Wyckoff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember Wyckoff, good athlete, multi-sport athlete at Fairfield Ludlowe.
Yes, he holds the scoring record in lacrosse and the reception record in football.
And Fairfield Ludlowe, of course, Coach Ross, coached by someone you know well, Chris Parisi, who has just done a phenomenal job through the years with this Fairfield Ludlowe program, and a terrific guy, great gentleman.
Yes, absolutely.
Chris is actually a former college friend of Mo Minikis from Williams.
Yeah,
and
he played football there.
Yep.
At Williams.
Yep.
Up, here comes Wyckoff, trying to get the angle. Up. Shot which is blocked.
Just happened to see Mo Minikis and her husband in the stands, and Mo, of course, the longtime field hockey coach at Darien High School, and has turned the Blue Wave into a juggernaut. Darien looking to clear here.
Yeah.
Cragen tries to go across the field, rolls out of bounds.
And that's a break for Ludlowe. Ludlow's chance to keep it close is all possession, possession, possession.
Yeah, Coach Parisi said to me before the game that we have to play an A+ game here and possess the ball and play well defensively.
Yeah. And that's not going to help right
And
there.
there's an unforced error there as this will go back to Darien.
They're having a problem with the slow whistle. There's two times now. Darien's going to look to push the tempo, and they're probably playing a little too quick. You do have to stop moving before the ball, in theory, before the whistle would be blown. But the refs were trying to set themselves back into their position where they need to be with the changing of sides.
There's Minikis. Rupenstein.
Up.
Nice play Minikis scores again on the pass from Jackson Peters. Nice feed. We're going to take another look at that. Nice effort that time by the Wave on offense as Peters.
Jackson Peters is going to get a lot of attention. He's a very fast downhill dodger, so you'll notice there's two guys who slid there. Little breakdown by Ludlowe. They only want to slide one, but they're definitely going to be sliding quick to him because he's a guy who can create and shoot from up top. So.
Yeah, drew 3 players, and Minikis is wide open in front, and he's going to make that 8 out of 10 times. So a quick start for the Blue Wave, up 3-0 here. About 4 minutes into the first quarter, and they win possession again.
I believe that's their 4th win in a row.
Yeah, Matt Freeman's really done a great job on the faceoffs this year, and he's having a nice day today.
Here's Minikis at X.
That aspect of the game is so critical.
McCorney to Feifel. Feifel lets one fly over the crossbar, but stays with the Blue Wave. Here's Feifel.
Feifel dodging. Now he's got a short stick right now, so you'll hear Coach B saying carry behind. He's going to try to isolate on the short stick here and see if he can get himself an advantage.
Wide open again.
Little trickeration that time on the shot by Minikis. Here's Bacorny. Has an angle and he scores. So Hudson Bacorny, his second goal. So Bacorny 2 goals, Minikis 2 goals, and the Blue Wave are out to a quick start, 4-0, under 7 minutes left in the first quarter as we take another look at this Hudson Bacorny goal.
Just a good, strong move to the goal. Got in on the short side of the goalie there.
Here's a good vantage point right here from behind the goal.
You know, Hudson's really had a great year this year. I guess he scored his 100th career goal on Wednesday, which is a big number if you think about how many guys have been ahead of him over the years in terms of the numbers of bodies they've had coming through. So leading the team this year with 75 points, but it's a very balanced team. He's got 75 points, but you've got 2 or 3 other players who are all in the 55 to 65 point range.
Darien possesses again.
Great job. Here we go, White.
So here's that first line. You'll see Tommy Hellman, Jackson Peters. Still got long stick Connor Olson on the field. They're trying to basically trap one of the defensive players on.
That was a nice stop that time by Madzio, the Ludlowe goalie. Fleming on the far side of the field has possession, double teamed. And this will be, as he's forced out of bounds, this will be Darien ball now.
Yeah, Colin Fleming, it's his just 2nd year playing lacrosse.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's very, very athletic.
Coach Ross, you deal with this as the football coach at Ludlow, but Fairfield produces a lot of terrific student athletes and has through the year. It becomes tough when they go their separate ways. Some go to Ludlow, some go to Ward. It makes it difficult sometimes.
So that was a good timeout by Coach Parisi right there. They were getting trapped in the corner, and called a timeout, mostly to just preserve possession, but probably to talk through. And like you said, I do think he's going to want to try to get some possession time on the clock. There's no shot clock here in the high school game, so there's no reason why they can't burn a couple minutes off the clock and try to give themselves a quality shot here.
We just took a look at Coach Braymeyer in the huddle there. There's the Ludlow huddles. And Coach Ross came in to Fairfield Ludlowe, took over the football program, and I was just talking to somebody before we went on. Had a really nice season, starting to get it turned around there.
We did. We ended up with their best record in 47 years.
Yep.
And it was an exciting year. We came back once from 21 points down, won 1 game in double overtime, 4 games by 1 point. So it was quite an exciting year, for us. And in fact, we started 7 kids who had never played football before. So we
And
had a lot of teaching to do.
And I was going to say, you certainly increased the numbers there. I know the depth was a lot better than what it has been in the past, and that's a credit to you and your staff. What was kind of your the one thing you wanted to bring to the program? I mean, obviously, as an assistant here at Darien under Rob Trifone, had a lot of success and taken over a program that certainly, as I mentioned just moments ago, has talent in the system, but it's just a matter of kind of molding that talent.
Well, here's one of my best players right now possessing is Aiden Wyckoff, and really one of the symbols of why we did well. And he's thrown to Oliver Lay, who was another symbol of what we were able to do. Oliver Lay never played football prior to last year.
No kidding.
And he started at guard, and then later in the year started at defensive line.
Oh, that's great.
There's Bogdan across midfield. Darien on the move. He shoots, and it's wide at the far post.
But Ludlow's going to have to do a better job possessing the ball. They can't give up those unforced errors, or else this game's going to get out of hand quickly.
This is a Fairfield Ludlowe team that already has 2 wins in the state tournament. They beat West Haven 21-1 in the qualifying round of the Class L tournament, and then they beat Simsbury 18-7 in the first round. Here we are now, second round, or state quarterfinals, if you will. That ball stays with Darien. Here's Minikis.
Oh, that's a little
nice
nice little play.
So Minikis and Hudson McCorney, you and I talked about making memories.
Yes, indeed.
Final
Yes,
home game
indeed.
of the season for, well, certainly for Hudson McCorney. Minikis just a junior, but the 2 of them are making some memories right now for Darien.
Yeah, that's sort of a little bit of a pre-drawn look that they have just off of the end line. Quick look, you'll see he's curling real quick. That's just a timing thing that they've worked on since, certainly since they've gotten to the high school, but you know, that's just one of those looks that they have. It's a quick peek. It's either there or not there. If it's not there, then they'll just get right into their regular offense. But Jeff's got a bunch of those. Coach Braymeier's got these guys. There's a system here that they all really know inside and out.
And we are back at X. Freeman and Cliver and Bogdan as Darien possesses, and then they throw it away. It'll be Ludlowe ball.
Jack Bogdan's a guy who, I know last time I did one of these broadcasts, I spoke about him. Just been so happy to watch him. He's a senior who's, just having a senior season, right? It was a lot of bodies. He's had a tremendous amount of depth the last few years, so it's been hard to get on the field. And then he comes out this senior year, and he's just played fantastically well. So, little pressure, nice pressure by Ludlowe here. Okay.
Pass downfield. Connor Olson on the near side of the field. The long stick defender. Gets it to Hellman. And Darien goes back to work as Feifel sends it over to Minikis. And here's Bacorny at X. Damian Andrew, Jim Book, Mitchell Ross joining you. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's Feifel. The shot sails high above the crossbar over the end line. Darien's possession.
And we'll get a quick restart here. Decent look by Tommy Hellman right there. Again, that just goes to the system. They're aware of what they're doing, and you'll see they're not waiting until the whistle blows in order to start their offense. They're moving before the ball's in play to set themselves up into position.
Feifel lets another one fly, and that got deflected over the crossbar. Stays with Darien. Here's Minikis. And that's a shot and a goal for Jackson Peters as the junior midi.
Yep, and Jackson, they're dodging from behind the goal, attracting a lot of attention. A short stick's on the attackman, so all the defenses crash down to help with a slide, and Jackson just finds a nice soft spot up there, gets his hands free, and when he gets a chance to do that, he can really bring the heat. That's That's a high-powered shot right there with very good placement.
And we are back at X. Darien, by the way, down one of their short stick defensive midfielders. I want to give a shout out to him and wish him well. Bruce Ferguson had a accident this morning. He's doing okay. He was power washing and had an accident, and we certainly are thinking of you, Bruce, and hope you're doing well, and all the best as you get back after it. He's not on the field this afternoon, and certainly want to wish him well.
Yeah, very, very scary accident from the sounds of it. He was up on a table, and the table broke, and I guess it got a number of cuts that were deep. So, you know, some serious stitches needed. But it sounds like he'll be okay.
Yeah, I have heard from both his mom and dad that he's doing better. Obviously disappointed he can't be out here this afternoon, but certainly wish him all the best. And he will continue his lacrosse career in college at Colgate, and a terrific player. He's the type of player.
Terrific kid. I mean, come on, he's power washing on the game day. You know, he's taking care of his chores.
Absolutely.
Just trying to do the right thing.
Absolutely, you know? And does all the little things for this Darien team. And here comes Fairfield Ludlowe.
It's a nice save by the Ludlowe goalie there. So, Damien, you may not know this, but the other part about Mitch Ross is he also, for years and years, coached in the youth program. So my son actually played for Mitch, and Mitch and I coached together with youth football. And Mitch, you know, talk about the culture that he's created. I mean, one of the things that he did is he wound up coaching. We had 3 teams in our grade, and he actually coached all 3 of them so that all 3 could learn the offense in a similar fashion and be in sync. And that grade went from being a grade where in our early days they couldn't win a game to in their late days they couldn't lose a game. So it's very critical to get the big numbers that you got with that grade, and that grade wound up actually playing very well all the way through high school.
So I knew 50% of that. I knew he was involved in the youth program. Did not know that he coached Jack specifically, but nice save that time by Demopoulos. Here comes Darien in transition, but Coach Ross very instrumental in the success of the Darien varsity football program through the years. Nice save that time by Ludlow's Madzio.
I'll tell you, Blake Seller, number 10. Blake Seller's another guy. You know, there's two guys who go out and play long stick midi. You got Blake and you got Connor Olson. And man, I was actually speaking with Jeff this week, Coach Braymeyer this week, and he was just saying, Blake Sellers just had a fantastic year. Runs the field well. Here he is on the break again. Go ahead and take a shot, Blake.
Take a shot with the long stick.
Yep.
And that's going to be a timeout, Darien. You could hear Jeff Braymeyer from all the way up here as they will call a timeout with 16.7 seconds left in the first quarter. Blue Wave with an impressive start in this state quarterfinal in the Class L tournament as we take a look at Coach Braymeyer. Blue Wave up 6-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more varsity boys lacrosse on the DAF Media Network. We are back here live on the DAF Media Network. Mitch Ross, the Fairfield Ludlowe football coach, and Jim Book joining us for this one, the state quarterfinal matchup between Darien and Fairfield Ludlowe.
Oh, a nice save and takeaway by Ludlow, and we get a free release.
Yeah, the outlet to Fleming. And that will do it for the first quarter. So Darien, Jim, with an impressive start as Minikis and Bacorny get in on the scoring early and often, 2 goals apiece.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'll tell you, they're certainly trying to push the tempo. Fairfield Ludlowe's doing a good job. They're packing it in a lot on defense, and they're making Darien take outside shots. And so I understand it's 6-0, but they've done a good job of keeping the pace down. I mean, Darien would probably like to push it even faster if they could.
Yep.
So, they're getting ready. Darien's trying to get ready for this tournament here, and they're trying to tighten it up. They've made a couple of mistakes, just sort of careless stuff. Couple unforced turnovers. I think Mitch was saying as well. Ludlow on their side as well, doing the same thing. That's such a key part of this game. Possession is so critical. So being able to hold on to the ball is really key.
We will take another short break here before the start of the second quarter. Darien leads 6-0. You're watching the DAF Media Network. We are back here live on the DAF Media Network. Our DAF Media production crew, as we get ready to start the second quarter here, is Jackson Leone on camera 1, Carson Depp on our ISO camera 2. Our director is Nolan Burke, and our director is Matthew Burke. Our instant replay coordinator is Nolan Burke. All volunteer students here in the Darien community, and they do a terrific job bringing you these live streams each and every week.
There's a flag down on the field. It was a little late hit behind the play. I'm not sure where the camera was looking. So Darien will be able to play for a quality shot here. Remember, Darien can keep possession as long as the ball stays inbounds and until Fairfield Ludlowe gets possession, which he does with the save there.
Yeah, that was the save that time by Madzio. Oscar Madzio, the junior.
Mazzio is keeping him in the
So
game
that was actually, this will be interesting. That was a 2-minute non-releasable penalty that was called for a cross check to the head after the Darien player, I forget who it was, threw the ball. There were 2 Ludlowe guys on him, and I think one of them got his hands up high and got him in the head with the ball. So Darien will be able to play man up for 2 minutes, even if they score. It's an unreleasable penalty.
Here's Feifel. Down to Corney. And that's a goal for Darien as Tommy Hellman, the Air Force commit, rips one into the back of the net and makes it 7-0 Blue Wave.
Great placement on that shot right there. You'll see his little step down. This is a bit of a design play in their man up. He's going to step down, places that perfectly off stick side. Ludlow's got a left-handed goalie here. So he put that in the top right corner, and it's great placement. So, as I said, non-releasable penalty. So Darien is still man up on the face-off here.
This is not the start to the second quarter that Ludlowe needed.
No, this is not. That was a foul that they're gonna regret right there. Don't want to give Darien an opportunity to be man up for 2 minutes.
Ludlowe gets a break.
Yeah, we got
a
violation on Darien, so it'll be Ludlowe ball.
Yep, they got another break.
Yep. Okay.
Trip.
And we're going to have a penalty on Darien as there's a flag down.
That's a 30-second technical foul for pushing. So they'll play even. I didn't get the time of when the first penalty, the 2-minute non-releasable was, but it will play even for at least 30 seconds.
Ian Moltzow did a nice job, Coach Ross, drawing that penalty.
Absolutely. And it's a good thing because it probably saved them 2 goals. Another giveaway. Can't do that.
And another unforced error that time by Fairfield Ludlowe. So it goes back to Darien here. We are just underway in the second quarter. Blue Wave up 7-0. Here's Sam Cragen, the long stick defender. Sam Wilson, that was him. He steps off the field. And Jackson Peters with the ball up top.
Looks like they're just going to hold it, wait to get a man up again. And that's exactly what they do. Now they're man up.
So Ludlow's staying tight in the zone here. Darien's going to need to do something where they challenge a corner and try to make somebody play him here.
McCorney looking for Feifel. And it goes back to Fairfield Ludlowe. Harrison Chandler on the far side of the field with the ball, trying to clear it. Nice work by Minikis. And he forces the turnover. McCorney to Feifel, and a bounce shot in the back of the net. So the left-hander buries one as he's able to beat Madzio.
You saw him, you could tell there he was looking high and he sort of reset. That's just a smart placement shot there. I mean, he doesn't need to bring too much heat because he's in close. So he just had to get good placement, and he just sort of skips that right underneath. Offside low. Bounce shot comes up to the upper hip when it hits the net, but that's right. That's a very tough save for the goalie right there.
Ludlow's changed it up. They put Colin Fleming at X now.
And
See if he has better luck.
Darien is still man up now.
Fleming and Freeman on the face-off. And Darien wins possession again. Peters here, near side of the field, flips it to Hellman.
All right, finally Ludlow's even.
And a big shot there by Peters. Sails over the end line. Darien goes again. Here's Rubenstein. And a nice save by Madzio on the Jackson Peters shot.
Let's go, Blue!
Just a beautiful day here at Stadium Field, the day you want to be outside. State quarterfinals, Class L tournament. And boys lacrosse, the shot by McCorney, and that is good. He's had a couple of shots today. I don't know how he's found the back of the net, but he's found it from the angle that he's been at, and here's one of them.
Yeah, he's coming hard enough and high enough off of goal line extended that he's just waiting for that goalie to come off the pipe ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And when he sees the goalie make that first step, he's going back to the short side. So there's a lefty goalie, so on that side he's got no natural protection there.
I hear what you're saying, Jim, but there was not a lot of space.
No,
boy.
no,
He
perfect.
found,
it's absolutely
he
perfect.
threaded
placement.
the needle there, no question.
Yeah, it's like a 6-inch hole he's shooting to right there. So very good placement.
First clean face-off win for Ludlowe, for Colin Fleming. And then unfortunately they give it up again though.
Bogged in the ground ball.
Tyler Strube clears the ball nicely. Darien offense settles it down.
Bogged into Minikis, and a nice save by Madzio in front. And here comes Fairfield Ludlowe. Jeff Myers with the ball for Ludlowe. Guarded by Strube.
Yeah, Strube's a good athletic defenseman, and you know Ludlow's trying to slow it down there. And Strube doesn't really want to let him slow it. He's going to keep the pressure on him. So, smart play by the attackman there to pop it up to a midfielder.
And of course, his older brother, the terrific face-off specialist for the Blue Wave the last couple of seasons.
Ludlowe definitely making concerted effort to slow this one down.
Matthew Kelleher. Here's Oliver Lay with the ball.
Oliver Lay's a very, very strong kid. He's going to be going to Scranton for lacrosse next year.
Oh, good.
Oop.
And
I think
Myers
it's ruled a pass.
Myers looking for Frat Arcangeli there. Say that name 3 times fast, Coach Ross, huh?
I'll leave that one to you.
Yeah, it's Frat Arcangelo. He's another football player. He's a junior quarterback. And try to spell that name. It's even harder.
Trying to check and see if we can get an update on the New Canaan-Wilton game. They're playing, they started at 3 o'clock today. They've had...
And that's on the top half of that bracket, I believe,
correct, right? So those... Henry Feifel, very nice look. Very nice look.
Big play there.
That's a great play by Henry Feifel. So he had a decent look, but he drew the slide. And that's Holt Mathias, I believe, coming around the goal.
Mathias.
Holt cuts to the right spot. Henry backs off, makes the right pass. A great look and a great finish.
Yep, finds Mathias, who found a seam in the defense here. He's wide open. Heads up play by Feifel. We think of Feifel so much as a goal scorer, but a nice job finding the open man there.
Yes, indeed.
Staples defeated Richfield this morning.
So our production crew giving us that 8-6 Wilton at the half, up 2 goals on New Canaan. They played a terrific FCIAC championship game that was decided by 1 goal.
Yes, they've played twice this year. Both games have been decided by 1 goal. You know, Wilton, you don't want to face Wilton 3 times with 2 1-goal wins. That program those guys will dig deep. So that'll be interesting. And then I just heard that Staples beat Ridgefield earlier today.
Which is a big win for Staples.
Yes, indeed.
A big win for them as they move on. And that's in the top half of that bracket. And that's a goal, Colin Rubenstein.
Colin's got that, big frame, big, strong left-hander. I mean, the slide's just a little bit late, and when he gets a chance, he's at about 8 yards off the goal there, and he gets a chance to shoot that ball. That's a tough one for the goalie right there.
Coach Ross, you said it earlier. It doesn't seem like it. Darien's up 11-0, but Madzio's been absolutely peppered with shots, and he has done a nice job in spots, making some big saves. He is a big guy, stands tall between the pipes. He's about the same height as Demopoulos, and Demopoulos is a big goalie.
Yeah, he's not getting a lot of possession help. I think this face-off win by Ludlow's their 3rd out of 12. So between that and the giveaways, he's faced quite a number of shots.
I guess we got a little false start there. I couldn't tell exactly what that was, but... That's Blake Seller playing defense right there. He's just tenacious. Not a tall frame, but plays very good, active feet. Plays good defense.
Okay, it's Lay working the corner. But with a partially deflected shot there.
Yep.
But it remains Ludlow ball.
Ludlow retains possession because they're closest to the ball when it goes out. A lot of times people think it's closest to the end line. It's closest to the ball when the ball goes out of bounds.
And Jim, I misspoke. Staples Ridgefield, that was in this half of the bracket. So the winner of this game, likely Darien, will play Staples in the state semifinals on Wednesday at a site to be determined.
There you go. Here's Blake on the break. Makes the pass. Tommy Hellman.
It's a 6-on-3.
Yeah. Hellman in front to Matthew Minikis and the youngest Minikith.
Tell you, those guys go on jailbreak like that. That's just hard to stop. Yeah, it was either 6-on-3 or 5-on-3, and both those guys can really move.
As we take another look at it from behind the goal here. Yeah, precision passing in transition, and Minikis, the youngest Minikis, scores to put Darien up 12-0 with 4:21 left in the first half.
This is Noah Dubry on the face for Darien.
Dubry,
nice
the
win for Noah.
Backup face-off specialist for the Blue Wave. Again, want to give a shout out to our DAF media production crew, all student volunteers, and they do a terrific job. Our camera one operator is Jackson Leone. Our ISO camera operator is Carson Depp. Our director is Matthew Burke, and our instant replay coordinator is Nolan Burke. Oh. And that hit the crossbar. And it rolls out of bounds. It'll be Darien possession.
People keep strolling in here, Damien. We just saw Colin Minikis go walking by. He's here to watch at least one of his brothers. Potentially we see the second later in the game, but...
that's a nice save by Madzio. Nice save on the Minikis shot, and that's a goal for...
It's going to be awfully tough to stop those shots 2 yards away, so...
Yep, that was Michael Minikis there with the right-handed shot and finish. Feifel on the feed. They're just smart. I mean, he's just in the right spot in there, inside. So Dubry back on the face-off here for Darien. I couldn't see who's taking it there for...
Brooks Cliver.
Brooks Cliver for Ludlow. Nice job, pops it forward.
Oh. Ludlow comes out with it.
Yes, indeed.
There's Fleming on the near side of the field here.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Loose ball. And Darien comes up with it as Bogdan.
So number 21, Charlie Walsh, is on the field. Charlie's another senior. Another guy who, you know, has just been a great player in the program. You know, one of those guys who, I mean, he's a big, strong kid who can make a big move, big, hard move to the goal. Good to see him out there.
Cooper Hancock, the far side of the field, gets it to Hellman.
It's an official timeout here.
Cooper Hancock, by the way, will play football at Sewanee. Was the quarterback of the Darien team this past season. As got an injury on the field.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
I'm not sure if it's an injury or
maybe it's an equipment
a helmet issue.
Coach Parisi walks out. Colin Fleming comes
So, Coach,
walking off.
I do need, well, we get a little break here. So, Coach Parisi, as we said, friend in college of Mo Minikis. They got a friend, mutual friend named Boz, who's a police officer out on Long Island. And I was asking Mo for a few tidbits on Coach Parisi, and little do we all know, but he apparently was a contestant in the American Gladiators.
Yes, he was. I did know that. I did know that. He was.
And apparently got pretty far. I think got sort of the
was.
final. I don't know if he got on TV or if he got to the final round before TV.
I'm not sure either, but I do know that story. He was a terrific athlete.
A lot of people listening to this broadcast who probably don't know what the American Gladiators were.
Sure.
Oh, that's a great look right there.
And that's a big-time shot by Charlie Walsh that almost resulted in a goal. But a nice play by Manzio.
That was Matthew Minikis, number 23 out there with that look. It was, I don't know what camera angle we had, but it was straight at us.
Yep.
So you saw he just threaded the needle perfectly there. It's a good look. He's a dynamic player. Matthew's a freshman, and I actually helped with the freshman team a bit this year. So,
Jim, I said this to Mary Bennett the other day. We were doing the Varsity Girls Lacrosse State quarterfinal game here at Stadium Field, and I said, one thing we've got to do moving forward, DAF Media, is get you guys a telestrator.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You can see all the
Absolutely.
We've got a timeout on the field. We will take a quick timeout. 1:31 left in the half, 13-0. Darien in control of this state quarterfinal game against Fairfield Ludlowe. We'll be right back. We are back here on the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew alongside Jim Book. Coach Mitchell Ross has stepped away for a minute, and we bring in the oldest Minikis in this athletic family, Colin Minikis. And Colin, it's great seeing you. It's been a while since I've seen you, my News 12 days, but doing great things up at Amherst. Made a terrific run. Came up just a little bit short, made it all the way to the NCAA Division III championship. That's a goal. Fairfield Ludlowe on a little bit of a crazy play there, but Ludlowe is on the scoreboard here with 1:20 left. But obviously a great season in college at Amherst, and just talk a little bit about that run to the state or the national finals.
Yeah, no, it was a great season. Definitely unfortunate to come up short, but the experience down in Philly was unbelievable. And you know, the whole NCAA and Amherst really did a great job of hosting us down there. So you know, tough outcome, but definitely a lot of fun and a memory I'll keep forever.
That's something that's unique about Memorial Day weekend with lacrosse. Division 1, 2, and 3 get to play same venue. It's really kind of special. Absolutely. And you get everything that comes along with that. But here you are, just checking out your
checking out the young
team,
ones.
Coach B,
right?
Picking up his 600th win this season. But I know you with mom and dad here in town, and your mom's still very much involved with the athletic program. You know what's going on. But certainly, I was talking to Coach Book before the game, and obviously a little hunger in the state championship. Didn't get it done in the FCIAC tournament this year for the first time in a number of years. And certainly hunger to get it done now and end in a pile, as Coach B always preached.
Definitely, that's always the goal. Every year, Coach B says, you know, we want to end in a pile. So, you know, it's fortunate that they get a second shot in the FCIAC in the state tournament.
And your brother just had another goal there. Or I'm sorry,
that was
Holt Matthias. That was Holt Matthias, number 6.
But so, Colin, Amherst College, what is the total enrollment at Amherst College?
I think it's about 1,800.
So you got 1,800 kids. You go all the way to the national championship, Division III national championship. You're playing Cabrini?
Cabrini, yes.
And how big is Cabrini?
Cabrini's not much bigger.
Okay, it's a small school too. But it's amazing because some of these D3 schools are 10,000 undergrads.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's a tiny school. So the fact that you guys could get all the way to the national championship is just a tremendous feat. I mean, that's just great.
Yeah, no, I mean the guys on my team are unbelievable. We have great coaches, and I'm really lucky to be a part of that.
And
Yeah.
you happen to play in one of the best Division III conferences in the country, in CIAC. No question about that. Just some terrific teams, some terrific talent.
Well, that has to be fun too, right? So you're playing these games. You're at Amherst. You go to play Williams. What is there? 5 kids from Darien. From your grade, how many kids are at Williams?
I think it's.
I mean, you've
gotta
got
be
Billy
at least 3.
Sperry, right? You've got
Billy Sperry, Rock Stewart, Brennan Hoffman.
Right. Incredible.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of
and
fun.
then so it's neat. It's got every time you go to these games, you see somebody on the other side.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's the FCIAC definitely breeds some great talent all over the place, and it's really fun to kind of reunite with those guys at the end of the games.
Absolutely. I did 2 years at Wesleyan University. Damien.
Did you?
I don't know if you know that, right? And
I
actually played
coaching cradle there.
I actually played against Kevin Minikis.
I'll be darned.
The only reason I know that is because that was the scouting report. Is what are we going to do with Mr. Murray? I think it was number 7, right? Did he wear number 7? Oh, it's number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sort of looks like a 7 when you're stand it the wrong way, but. That was the trick, was stopping Kevin Minikis. But it's a great thing about the NESCAC in general. Is like the athletes get to know each other, and that's a fraternity that kind of moves on later in life. You say, you went to Amherst? Well, I went to Bowdoin, or I went to Middlebury. It's like those guys. Everybody talks about it being a small school, but it's actually kind of a big conference. It feels like a big school.
Great academics.
Absolutely.
Great athletics.
Yep.
Nice combination.
No question.
No doubt. One last thing. It's how, when you come here to Stadium Field or over at the Oval, now that you're in college, you must think back about all the great times and all the success that you had here wearing that Blue Wave uniform.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's some of the best memories I have on this field. Not, this looks a lot nicer than it did 4 years ago. But
I got the lights.
Yeah, you got the lights, the new track, the end zones and everything. But, it's great to be back, seeing Coach B just kind of reload every year, and coaching against these young guys in Blue Wave buddies and everything, seeing them come up through the program is unbelievable. Coach B does a fantastic job with all of it.
Yeah, no, it's we were talking about the fact this is the last game for the seniors, right? And it was like, last home game, last game. It matters, right?
Yeah.
Like these are some of the best memories that you have in the sport.
Completely,
playing for your high school. Yeah, it's different. I mean, I'm sure you're having a great time at Amherst, but when you're playing with your high school friends.
Oh, yeah.
I know you saw a lot of them last night. I saw you out last night.
Yeah.
A bunch of your class got together, which was a really special thing. But there's something different about playing for your community and playing for your hometown. So.
No, definitely. Some of the best games I can think of are those, 2014 New Canaan game where we went into overtime.
Oh, absolutely.
And, the Greenwich game here in that year. Just so many. The Manhasset games. And, Coach B has done an unbelievable job of really making the schedule tough, and I think that's what makes playing for him and playing for Darien most fun.
I think that is what's so special about this program, and New Canaan does similar things, Wilton does similar things. Is they want to play the best programs in the tri-state area, and let's face it, that's what it's all about, getting the best programs together. Obviously, Darien played at Brunswick this year.
Right.
That was a long time coming. That ended up being a 2-goal game. Brunswick has a pretty good team, but and again, you talked about community. A couple of Brunswick kids who are Darien kids.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So all these guys know each other, but that is one thing that's very special, is that you can build a winner playing a soft schedule, but it's really special when you play those top-notch programs.
Yeah, that's one of the things, too. I think about this team this year, right, early on. I mean, the amount of pressure, even though the quote-unquote streak had ended, like all the pressure that came on them. And, I mean, this is a great team, and you have a couple of losses, and they feel like they're letting people down. Well, look who you're playing, for goodness sake, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are hard opponents. And anybody else has a season like this, they feel like they're playing great. And these guys, I hope they still hold their heads high, because at least to all of us watching, it's the same group. It's the same type of kids. They want to win, they want to compete, and they're all great kids, and they're all great players. And being able to put together the strings of wins and losses that Darien has over the last few years is it's sort of freakishly odd. It doesn't happen. The odds are stacked against you. So there's no. You drop one here, you drop one there. That's part of life. I mean,
they're all 1-2 goal games.
Absolutely,
absolutely. That's what makes it most fun. It's never fun playing in the blowout games.
Absolutely.
But playing in those games where it comes down the wire and it comes down to the last bounce or the last shot, those are the memories we take away.
Yeah, no, the big say you bring up memories. Jim and I were just talking about that before the game. It's this is the final home game of the season for these seniors on this Darien team, and certainly want to make some memories here at Stadium Field. So glad that we corralled you. I know you were getting ready to take off and enjoy this awesome day. Just awesome weather. You're home on break. It was always a pleasure when I was in local news covering you when you were here playing for Darien. And it's nice to see you doing big things for Amherst.
Thank you.
The Mammoth.
The Mammoth.
One of the great mascots in this country. Huh? I love it.
Yeah. You guys do a great job of this. I mean, the broadcasting and the online stuff, it's so accessible to everyone. And
do you wind up watching? Do you watch it at college?
Oh yeah, I put it on the TV. Get the roommates to watch with me.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
you guys do a fantastic job here, and thank you for that.
Appreciate that. Your mom during field hockey season, she's always telling me when I'm setting up where to put the cameras, what angle she wants. So we get a kick out of that. But no, I want to thank you for just popping on for a couple of minutes, and we'll certainly be following you as your future and your career continues. But Colin Minikis, the oldest of the really great athletic Minikis family, I want to thank him for popping on. We will take a quick break here as we're about ready to start, about 4 minutes away from starting the second half. Darien in control of this one. State quarterfinals of the Class L tournament, up 14-1. We'll be back on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation.
If you live in Darien, most likely you've benefited from the Darien Foundation. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4 million in grants to the Darien Emergency Services, public schools, and community organizations.
My husband and I are so happy to be raising our 4 young children in Darien. Over the years, I have admired the projects that the Darien Foundation has supported, and I'm excited to be a member of the board helping to further support the Foundation's mission. Kids' eyes light up when they talk about learning and eating in the edible garden at Tokenique School. And as a family, we've had so much fun watching varsity field hockey and lacrosse games under the Darien High School stadium lights. It certainly gives us peace of mind to know that if and when the next storm hits town, the Darien Library will always have power thanks to the Darien Foundation providing a generator.
As a resource, the Darien Foundation is unique within Fairfield County and indeed unique on a national level. For 20 years, the Darien Foundation has been investing in Darien and offering our community organizations, emergency services, and schools a local resource to help them pursue innovation and excellence. Thank you for supporting the Darien Foundation. We are building a better Darien together.
We are back here live on the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew, Jim Book, Mitch Ross joining you. Thanks so much for joining us. It's the quarterfinals of the CIAC Class L tournament. Darien, the 5 seed, taking on Fairfield Ludlowe, the 20th seed. And Darien with a 14-1 lead at the half. We are just underway now in the second half. Darien in the home white unis with the blue numbers moving from left to right. And Fairfield Ludlowe in the blue uniforms with the white numbers. They'll be moving from right to left.
So Coach B has started off with a couple changes here at halftime. He put, looks like Riley Warble, who's a senior, number 43 on defense.
Shot by Feifel, sails over the end line.
And then it looks like Matthew Cavoli out there. He's a sophomore, number 44 on D. And it looks like we also, I think that's the young Graham. Yeah, number 24, Peter Graham, playing defense as well. So he's got three new players in on defense, which is always great to see.
And of course, getting valuable minutes in a state playoff game. Want to mentioned Coach Parisi, Fairfield Ludlowe's head coach, and he's had success leading the Falcons program. In fact, in 2010, they won a state championship. Fairfield, or actually, I'm sorry, they lost in the state finals to Somers in 2006, Class S state final, 6-2. So they have had success in the state playoffs. And 2 wins this year, as I mentioned in the first half. They won their qualifying round game, and they beat Simsbury in the first round, went up to Simsbury on a bad weather day, came away with a victory.
Yeah, I think Coach Braemar does a nice job in situations like this. He expands his tournament roster. You'll see there's a huge number of guys on the sidelines, and people say, "Oh, why would you do that?" And, well, it's a chance for all these guys to just be here and be part of it. And if
Absolutely.
they can possibly, it's all about preparing for the future and giving these guys a look and feel for what these games are like.
And there's a shot and a goal by Hellman on the run. So Tommy Hellman makes it 15-1, and boy, is Air Force getting a nice player.
Yeah, Tommy's a great kid. He's wearing the number 12 jersey for Darien, which is a statement unto itself about the type of kid that he is. And he'll graduate, and 4 or 5 days later, I think he ships out and basically goes to boot camp for the summer. So I was talking with his father today. He's starting to think, oh, geez, doesn't get to do his normal summer at the beach.
Yeah,
he goes out to the island normally and spends some time on the beach, but he'll I think he'll enjoy it. It'll be tough, but he'll enjoy it. He'll do some cool stuff.
No
sure.
question. We were talking to Colin Minikis before the end of the first half, and plays in the NESCAC, as we mentioned. Great athletics, great academics. Boy, you go into those service academies, this firsthand with your daughter at the Naval Academy.
Oh, boy.
And that's a goal for Fairfield Ludlowe.
Long pole shot.
Jack Owens, the senior long pole, scores on the move.
Tell you what, Jack Owens can fly, man. This is I don't know if we'll see it on the replay here, but he's got some real separation speed.
Left-hand side of your screen, he comes in here and shoots low and scores.
Yeah, and I mean, you just feel terrible. Spencer Smith is a senior goalie, just got in the game, and of course the first look that you have to have on him is a long stick coming out. It's so hard to pick up the ball coming out of a long stick when he's close like that. The angles are different, and it's a good hard shot. So no knock on Spencer there. That wasn't his fault for sure. All right, that's Dubry on the faceoff. Very nice. Noah Dubry wins it clean and takes it right down the gut. Nobody slides to him. And he puts that thing with a great bounce shot to the upper corner. Wow, that's pretty much perfect placement right there.
Yeah, we see another angle right here. Dubry. How about that? Face-off specials. No Fogo there.
How about that, right? Exactly.
Takes it, wins possession, gets it, and goes.
Face-off, go to goal. It's committed to face-off, get off. That's great.
Coach Ross, while we have a minute here, 7:15 left in the third quarter.
I'm just going to cut in. This is a freshman, Ty Kaminsky, taking the face-off here. So I don't know that this might
and
be
he wins it.
Nice job. So he was on that freshman team I was coaching this year, and he's a great face-off guy. He's done a great job. Good for him.
Ty Kaminsky, the freshman, seeing some action this afternoon.
We got Carter Flanagan with the ball now. We start calling out a whole lot of different people here. He's moving a lot of people, and Charlie Walsh was in the first half. There's Charlie right here going on a short stick. Wow.
Charlie.
Actually, it was not on a short stick.
Charlie Walsh.
Nice move there. I don't know how he got that shot off. We're going to take another look at it right here.
Well, he gets the guy's hips to turn ever so slightly, gets a little
Brings
separation.
it back, yeah. Just a little bit of separation was what he needed, and is able to get it done.
But, man, he can shoot heavy, Charlie Walsh. He's got a big frame, and he really, when he torques his body like that, that ball is moving.
No question. We're back at X. But, Coach Ross, what I started to say a few moments ago, obviously coming off one of the best seasons football-wise at Fairfield Ludlowe in school history. What's next? How do you keep the momentum going?
Well, now we have at least the student body is psyched, and it's easier recruiting players. So I go in the cafeteria, pull out whatever athletes I can find, because that's all the recruiting we're allowed to do. So I hit the dessert line. So we have a team now of about 100, including all 4 levels. So we grew it from, it was like 22 when I got there 2 years ago. Now we're 100. So we're in good number shape. Unfortunately, we only returned 2 starters, so we're very, very young.
So you're going to be young.
Yeah, very young.
You lose a lot to graduation. You know, it's funny, Coach Ross talking about recruiting kids at the lunch table and the lunch line. You know, that Mike Epstein, when he was at Brian McMahon,
absolutely,
that's how he did it. That's how he built
Yep.
built his lacrosse program. Did a really nice job, and he would just recruit athletes. He'd get athletes who maybe weren't playing a sport in the spring, and he'd bring them into the program, and that's how he would how he built the program. He won a state championship.
Absolutely.
At Brian McMahon.
I'm glad to see Ty walking off the field here. The way he went down awkwardly there, I was very concerned about his
like
knee.
It's bad knee anyway.
Yeah, he's had an issue there, and I'm hoping he just twisted it. You just hope it's a twist and nothing more. Certainly frustrated. I'm sure he was very excited to be getting some minutes in the state tournament.
It's definitely very good of Braymeyer to spread his minutes around now.
And that is a goal there. Jackson Peters up top, bounces one in past Madzio.
So when Jackson Peters gets to that position, again, I know I've said it, but it's a good release. It's great placement. That's a bounce shot to the offside high area, which it's just tough. It's a great shot, hard for the goalie to make a save there. So we got Will Nelson coming in off the wing.
Huh? And again, the ground ball goes to Darien. They've been great on getting, I think they probably have almost every time the ball is on the ground, it's ended up in Darien's possession.
That was Matt Cavoli with the ground ball and clears the ball nicely. Another sign of one of the guys in the pipeline here. He's a sophomore, number 44 on defense. Here's Carter Flanagan, number 16. Carter's a junior. I think Carter will wind up being a, he's a nice player. I think we'll see him a lot next year.
Holt Mathias.
It's tipped by Ludlowe, so that'll be Darien ball.
Holt Mathias looking for Matthew Minikis.
This is Minikis right here, number 23, the last of the Minikai.
Yeah.
As they say.
That's great.
And a whole pack of them coming through.
Yep.
Huh?
Big shot there by
save.
Flanagan. Nice save by Madzio. And this will stay with Darien.
Holt Mathias bringing the ball in. To Flanagan, to Minikis.
And a nice save by Madzio on the shot by Flanagan. I'm sorry, by Minikis.
Yeah, that was Matthew there.
Matthew Minikis, number 23.
Okay. Oh, they managed to clear it. Here again, it's Oliver Lay. But it's going to have a tough battle trying to go one-on-one.
Riley Warble on defense here. Big, strong body again. Good frame. Oh, that's a nice move.
He's going to get it to Wyckoff and shoot. And
Wow.
score for the Aiden Wyckoff.
Aiden Wyckoff puts it up in the, just underneath the crossbar.
Just put that right in the corner. That was tight. He shot around the goalie's head there. Around the defender's head there. So the goalie's screen, really hard to pick that ball up when you can, that sort of a medium to high, medium level release to a high corner. Hard for the goalie to see it. Spencer's kicking himself, and he really, that's a great shot. He shouldn't be beating himself over that one.
Yeah, Wyckoff will be playing at Gettysburg next year.
There you go. That's a great program too. So,
as I said previously, he's Ludlow's leading scorer all time, so getting on the scoreboard's not unusual for him.
And in that Wilton-New Canaan game, it's now 13-11 Wilton in the fourth. So the Warriors up by 2 goals as they try to advance to the state semifinals.
still got a soft spot for Wilton here.
Now I know you do. I know you do. It's
love to hear that,
hometown
especially
boy.
against New Canaan. I must say. I must say. You know, my wife also was a Wilton alum, and you know, when they beat Wilton, when they beat Darien the other week, it was a tough day to be in the house for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sort of trying to say, like, I'm a Wilton guy too.
Yeah.
But they were all, you know, they knew, they knew. So they were all very excited.
Well, of course, the godfather, right, of Southwestern Connecticut.
Guy Whitten.
Sports, or lacrosse, I should say, Guy Whitten.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to John Wiseman, the former head coach and now an assistant to Coach Pearsall. And John and I have known each other for many years. And Guy's son, Alex, doing well down in Virginia.
Down in Charlottesville.
Down in Charlottesville, down by UVA.
Yep. Great part of the country down there. So number 55 is Sean Gifford. He's out there playing short stick D midi. Sean's
good move.
Sean's a junior.
And score.
And
that's Frats. Jake
Frats.
Fratter.
Is that what you call him?
That's what we
Coach?
call him. Nobody bothers with the full name.
That makes it a little easier.
So Frats is a junior.
Look at this. You know, you feel bad. The backup goalie gets in, and he's had 3 tough ones put on him. I mean, the guy's right on the doorstep here. I mean, you know.
Nice move by.
Very nice move.
Jake Frat Arcangeli. I think that's pretty close, Coach.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've ever said.
I checked with Coach Parisi before this one, so I think that's pretty close. But we'll call him Frats from here on out as he scores Fairfield Ludlow's 4th goal. 18-4, Darien. We are in between the third and fourth quarters. We'll take a quick break as the Blue Wave in control of this one. State quarterfinals of the Class L tournament. We'll be right back on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. We are back here live on the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew, Jim Book, Mitch Ross joining you. Thanks so much for joining us for this state quarterfinal matchup between Darien, the 5 seed, and Fairfield Ludlowe, the 20 seed. And this has been Darien from the beginning as they are up big here as we are just underway in the 4th quarter, 18-4. Blue Wave lead, and that is a goal by Aiden Wyckoff. So Aiden Wyckoff, who you have spoke so highly of, Coach Ross, is starting to feel it.
Yep, he's getting a little more room now and to operate and delivering.
And he's able to beat Smith there.
No, actually, the goalies, they switched the goalies at the quarter here. So this is Alex Shutterboom.
Oh, Shutterboom.
Yep. So, Coach, we got an update. You said on the on the Wilton New Canaan game, the final score was
14-11. So Wilton beats New Canaan 14-11 as the Warriors avenge that loss to the Rams in the FCIAC championship.
Noah Dubry wins the face-off there. He's doing a nice job. Carter Flanagan. We got Connor O'Malley, number 28. And we got Daniel Lau, number 29. Daniel's another sophomore.
Just underway here in the 4th quarter. Darien up 18-5 as the Blue Wave look to get back to the state semifinals. And that is a goal for the Blue Wave, Charlie Walsh.
Yep. Great pass, great handle by Charlie. That's left-handed, and it was a tough pass sort of into his hips, a little handcuff, but he handles it nicely and puts it away.
And again, a great job by our production crew. Want to give them a shout out. Jackson Leone, camera 1. Camera 2 is Carson Depp. Carson Depp, who participated in the state track and field championships the other day. And our director is Matthew Burke. Our instant replay coordinator is Nolan Burke, and they are doing a tremendous job as always. All student volunteers here at Darien, all part of DAF Media.
Yeah, I want
joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation, the Darien Foundation. Sorry, Jim.
And I want to highlight to you too. I just made sure, but Bruce Ferguson's not in the booth today. He's up at Colgate. So these are the students running everything. All we're doing is talking into the microphones here. All these cutaways that you're seeing, stacking up the replays that quick. That's all them. So
it's all the students.
It's such a high quality production. It's really amazing to me how good of a job they do.
Yeah, and certainly want to thank Bruce Ferguson and the DAF for all that they have done for this organization in year 2. There's a goal for the Blue Wave as Ethan Haas scores, one of the juniors on this varsity team. He's seen a lot of minutes on the JV team this year. Ethan Haas.
Set up by Finn Picorni, who's another freshman. A younger brother of Hudson, and he's a good, strong left-handed player, and another one of the guys I coached this spring. He's a dynamic Dodger. So makes a nice, smart play there. Makes a good look and a great finish by Ethan.
Ethan Haas, I was going to say, is involved in DAF Media. Does a lot of editing and camera work for us. And going to give him a shout out.
Another ground ball won by Darien.
Yeah, that's Matt Cavoli. Matt Cavoli is a good player, good scrappy player. I'm going to see a lot of him next year. Thomas Traeger in the game. Here's Finn.
Wilton defeats New Canaan 14-11.
Nice.
Oh.
And that's a goal for Darien as Thomas Traeger, the sophomore, rips one off the rebound.
Evan DeVita with the shot. I think he hit a post.
He did.
I think he hit a post. And
we're going to take another look at it here, Jim.
Absolutely.
Yep, hits the near post. And Traeger, Johnny on the spot right there.
Absolutely.
Gets the rebound and buries it. Here's another vantage point here.
And Ludlow has a new goalie in, Michael Graney.
Yeah, and they just put, if you heard the crowd cheering, they just put George Demopoulos in. George, the older brother of Andrew, who's a senior this year, who's just been.
George Demopoulos now in goal.
So I have a younger brother, he's 4 years younger than me, and he's a professor, as I've mentioned to you before, down at Towson University, and I am immeasurably proud of him and have been through the years. I have to say, George Demopoulos is so proud of his younger brother, Andy, and has given him so much support. That it's really special to see. Nice bond.
It's great, and he's such a great kid, and you know, I think the guys. I think he's a tremendous goalie. Start with that. But yeah, he's been great. He's, you know, I remember the line that he said early on, like, if anybody's gonna beat me out, if it's my younger brother, I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and he's supported his younger brother each and every day. Coach Ross, while we have a minute here, a number of athletes, seniors for Fairfield Ludlowe, who will be playing their final high school game. They'll be moving on to college. Where are some of these guys going?
Well, I know as far as the players who play at the next level, Aiden Wyckoff, as I mentioned, he'll be playing lacrosse at Gettysburg.
Yep.
I hope still he'll give his try at football, but it's always tough being a two-sport athlete.
Sure.
Oliver Lay will be playing lacrosse at Scranton in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I believe those might be the only two who are that I know of that are playing at the next level next year. Their new goalie they just put in is my newest football recruit, Michael Graney. He's never played before. He'll be a senior next year, so he's a big kid. So
how much fun is that, just getting these guys to buy in and do something that, like you said, they maybe they did it at the youth level but went away from it, and now you've got them back in football pads. That must be kind of a cool feeling.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. To give you an example, Oliver Lay last year, we started for us at guard and defensive tackle. He didn't even know what a guard was at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the season.
That's great.
I told him, block the linebacker. He says, who's that? So I had to draw it up on a board for him. But he picked it up. You can't teach size, and you can't teach a lot of strength, although you can obviously lift. But when we get him as seniors, they don't. He's fortunately an Ironman type, so he loves lifting.
Can't teach size. You're absolutely right. And speed kills, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the.
Yeah. And Aiden Wyckoff, I pulled him off the lacrosse field. I saw him playing lacrosse before a football practice and said, hey, play football, run some routes.
We got a quick look there at another freshman. I just like to highlight him because I was coaching these guys this year. It's Jeremiah Stafford, number 48, with that with the ground ball out of the defensive end. Evan, nice play by Evan DeVita.
And it looks like Parisi's switching goalies to give them all share in the misery of the onslaught here. Another nice save by Murphy Hoey.
Yeah, he is the new goalie for Fairfield Ludlowe. Murphy Hoy, freshman, and comes up with a nice stop right there. You know, I'm looking down on the sideline.
I may have my numbers mixed up here, Coach. I'm not quite sure what I'm talking about. 48 is Drew Amersakis. 40 is Jeremiah Stafford. So sorry about that.
And no, I'm just looking down on the field on the sideline, Coach Book, and
Yep.
I see Greg Lewis, one of Coach Braemeyer's assistants, who is also the head wrestling coach here at Darien, and he is nothing if he's not fiery. He is down there pumping the guys up still. Some of the guys who don't see a lot of minutes getting their chance here in a
Absolutely.
state playoff game. It's really nice to see as he's just having fun with those guys.
So Coach Lewis always has a smile on his face. Always has
question.
something positive to say.
No
He's
question.
a great guy. So Ludlow's man up here. Darien got a penalty. I think they called him for a cross check. So 1 minute penalty here. That's a nice ground ball taken out of the pile by Connor O'Malley.
Nice wheel, son.
Absolutely. That's Connor right there.
Connor O'Malley on the far side of the field, number 28, as he's being guarded by Jeff Myers.
Joined now by Daniel Lau and Carter Flanagan.
Still a pretty good crowd here at Stadium Field. And that shot sails into the netting. Shot by Daniel Lau.
It's Lau right here trying to get down the alley. That's Riley Strube, number 30, back at X, left-handed player, another freshman.
Nice save that time by Murphy Hoy.
And that's Matthew Stein, number 19, bringing the ball in bounds. Sophomore Matthew.
Connor O'Malley. That shot goes wide of the far post, rolls across the end line.
This is the third of the Strube brothers, by the way.
Yep.
So freshman, left-handed player. He's got a real nice game.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the game. Darien in complete control of this one as they will move on to the state semifinals as they try to win a state championship. Came up short a year ago, lost to Ridgefield in the finals by a goal after a incredible comeback late. And they will get back to the state semifinals. We'll play Staples in the state semis on Wednesday. Again, that'll be at a site to be determined. Probably learn that later tonight where that will be.
I'll just point out, you know, they're running the clock right now. There's a rule in state play. Once the lead gets beyond, I think, 10 goals, they'll run the clock. So if anybody's wondering why the clock's not stopping when the ball goes out of bounds, that's why.
Yep, running time. And just under a minute left. And there's a shot. And this will stay with the Blue Wave, that shot by Connor O'Malley. Yeah, as you mentioned, Jim, it's nice to see some of the younger players get involved in this game. Make some memories, as we talked about earlier. Beautiful day here in Darien, Connecticut.
Well, I'll point out here just to the seniors, if in case they're listening to the rebroadcast here, 17 of you guys signing off on Darien Field for the last time. You know, wish you luck through the tournament and the season in a pile. You'll remember it forever.
And certainly want to congratulate Fairfield Ludlowe on another fine season. Coach Parisi, their head coach, does a terrific job with the program, and the Falcons seniors will be signing off for the final time, their final game in a high school uniform. Coach Ross, Mitchell Ross, joining us. Want to thank you for doing so, my friend. It's nice seeing you, and I like how you said when you try to recruit some of these players, why don't you run some routes? Spoken like a true offensive guru.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it was
great.
fun.
Yeah, no, we thank you for popping on. Obviously, wish it was a little bit of a tighter game, but certainly nice to see you as always, and nice to have you with us this afternoon on a beautiful, beautiful day. Coach Book, great seeing you. Real quick before I let you go, just you know, we mentioned this at the start. I mean, before Coach Ross joined us, Darien they came ready to play today. I mean, Fairfield Ludlowe knew what they were up against, and Darien just stepped on the pedal right away and put it in cruise control.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, they got something to play for now.
Yeah.
And you can see they got a little chip on their shoulder, and that's probably going to help them. And you know, it's not going to be any sort of cakewalk going through the stretch here, but you know, they've got a goal.
Yeah, no question.
And I wish them luck.
Want to give a shout out to our DAF Media production crew: Jackson Leone, camera 1, Carson Depp, camera 2. Our director was Matthew Burke. Our instant replay coordinator was Nolan Burke, and they did a terrific job, all student volunteers. So for Mitchell Ross, Jim Book, I am Damian Andrew. This has been a production of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Once again, the Darien Blue Wave beat Fairfield Ludlowe 21-5 in the quarterfinals of the Class L state tournament. Darien moves on to the state semis, where they will face Staples next up on Wednesday night. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Take care.